Hi there and welcome into the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for the Cougar Holiday Classic Championship game. Mount San Antonio College Mounties and the College of the Canyons Cougars. Both teams won their respective games yesterday in the opening day of the Cougar Holiday Classic. Both were pretty close, pretty tight games. We hope for maybe a similar one today. You take a look at the Clash bracket. We just saw LA Trade Tech and Orange Coast College duel it out. LA Trade Tech came away with the win. Yesterday, Mount Sac, a 79-72 win over Trade Tech. It was a tight game all the way down the wire. And then Canyons, the same thing, came from behind to beat Orange Coast 76-70 in a tight game. And they meet for the second straight season here in the Cougar Holiday Classic Championship game. Look at the top performers from yesterday. Jaden Simpson, John McCullough, Donovan Cornelius, and Donovan Chapman for their respective sides, all with solid performances. Simpson and McCullough both with double-doubles in the ball game, 25 and 10, 14 and 10 respectively. On the other side for College of the Canyons, Cornelius, 22 points, 2 assists in 33 minutes. Chapman with a double-double, 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists in the ball game. Let's take a look at the numbers for each team this season. Mount Sac averaging almost 80 points per game. Canyons just above 72. The teams shoot nearly the same in the field goal percentage game. 47.9% for the Mounties, 42.5% for the Cougars. The Cougars do a better job at 3, 35% from 3, and Canyons, that's really the key coming into today's game. They must shoot the 3-ball well. It's been the key all season long. If you've watched us here in the Cougar Sports Network, we talk about it every game ad nauseum. Really, that's what they need to do well. Canyons, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the state in terms of percentage at 35%. It's 20th best in the state. They make 7.2. They take 20.5. That's 36th and 49th, respectively. So they need to shoot the 3-ball well. Now, Sac has done a good job on the boards, and they have some size. Ryan Wheeler, one of those guys. Joel Gatto as well. We expect them to do the same here today. They average 6.5 rebounds more than their opponents per game. Canyons getting out-rebounded by 2.5, or almost 2.5 rebounds per game. The Mounties more efficient and net efficiency-wise, a plus 125. Canyons a negative 0.67 on the efficiency scale for each side. You should take a look at the starting lineups for each side here for this one. Jaden Simpson, Emmanuel Taylor, John McCullough, Kenneth Brown, and Ryan Wheeler. On the other side for College of the Canyons, Donovan Cornelius, Donovan Chapman, Wyatt Wilson, Justin Perez, and Roz Orbach. Head coach for the Mounties, Mike Fennison in his 4th year, assisted by Jordan Brown and Phillip Brown. Howard Fisher in his 22nd year for College of the Canyons, assisted by Brian Kimball and Alan Waskanian. Trying to get our scoreboard fixed up here. Hopefully that should change for you. Canyons in their white jerseys moving to our left in the first half. Mount Sac in their grays moving to our right. As we are underway, Wyatt Wilson wins the opening tip. And we go to work with Canyons with a basketball here. Wilson, who can leap out of the gym, going up against 6'6" Wheeler. Wilson at just 6'3" wins it. Orbach puts up a 3 that's no good. Simpson the rebound, the outlet ahead to Emmanuel Taylor. Taylor driving with 2 big steps. Short on the layup. Wheeler the rebound. Puts it back up and doesn't get it to fall. And Canyons will go back the other way. Taylor had a good night last night. 15 points, a rebound, and 4 assists in 27 minutes. Expect him to be active from the guard slot today. Wilson, jumper from just about the top of the key was too strong. Simpson the rebound, and he'll glide it ahead. Simpson averaging 19.8 points per game, 20th in the state this season in points per game. He shoots 50% from the floor. That's not in the top 50 somehow. 68 of 135 from the floor this year. He has the basketball. Bumps Orbach, dumps it inside. Wheeler all alone, a two-handed jam as he hangs on the rim for a quick second. Wheeler the first bucket of the day for either side. Wheeler at 6'6" is going to be a matchup problem for Canyons today down low, as the Cougars don't have a lot of size. Orbach plays in the middle. He's at 6'3", is a guard, but plays in that forward position. Wilson, the rebound, the putback, no. Wheeler pulls down the board and then gives it to Emmanuel Taylor. As Taylor will bring it back up the floor. He drives and gets fouled by Donovan Cornelius, our first whistle of the ball game. Cornelius, as we said, 22 points yesterday. Had a solid game. Taylor at the line this season, 71%, 15 of 21, makes the first. An early 4-0 Mount Sac lead here. Taylor steals it from Cornelius. Tries to back him off. Dumped it underneath Simpson. Had it stolen out of his hands by Perez, who had it knocked away from him, but it went right to White. Wilson, two big steps towards the basket, lays it off the window over the top of Kenneth Brown. And Canyons has their first points of the ball game. Here's John McCullough. Double-double yesterday for him. Works off the Wheeler screen, sends it over to Brown, up to Simpson now. Simpson doesn't shoot a lot of threes. 11 of 33 on the season. Wilson steps in the lane, has a steal. Lays it off the window, but doesn't get it to fall as Brown stayed right with him. It's a missed opportunity for Canyons once again. We've seen a couple of those missed opportunities here early. Simpson a three, doesn't knock it down. Rebound held on to by Mount Sac for a moment, but taken away by Donovan Chapman. Chapman dumps it off. Perez to the window, lays it in as he got around Simpson, and Canyons running the fast break to tie it up at 4. Three minutes gone here for all. Brown down low, Simpson inside Wheeler, fouled by Wilson. Wilson just trying to get a hand in there that time. See, Wheeler gets loose away from Orbach, and Wilson just trying to help out. Will send Wheeler to the line. 68% foul shooter, 28 of 41 on the year, makes the first. Second was no good, but Canyons turns it over. Taylor with another steal, picking the pocket that time of Donovan Cornelius. It's 7 of 4 in favor of Orange Coast here. Or excuse me, in favor of Mount Sac here. Taylor picks up a foul. Canyons turns it over off the inbound play. And Brown gets a bucket on the other side. Canyons quickly coming back to work. 9 to 4 in favor of Mount Sac early on, just about 4 minutes in. Chapman over to Cornelius, guarded by McCullough. McCullough trying to stay with Cornelius as he spins. Chapman now driving baseline. Ran into Cornelius, but still got away from everybody else and puts it off the window. And Cornelius, or excuse me, Donovan Chapman, I should say, gets the bucket, his first of the ball game. Good block by Wilson that time on the taller Wheeler. Canyons will dump. Chapman, no. Perez couldn't put it back, and then he's fouled on the floor by Kenneth Brown. And Perez will hop up. Wyatt Wilson this year, 6 blocks this season coming into today. That's his 7th. And again, a guy, like we said, can jump out of the gym. Perez is going to come off the floor for the moment. Stacey Webb into the ball game for the first time. That Webb-Taylor matchup when Webb is in there should be fun. Here's Orbach. Chapman, foul line jumper short. Couldn't get the rebound. Simpson recovers it, and he's fouled by Chapman. Nine to 6 the score. It's a 1-possession game. Not even 5 minutes gone here. Cougar Holiday Classic Championship, 34th Annual Cougar Holiday Classic. Wheeler on the inside with his 2nd bucket of the game. He's got 5 now. The lead back up to 5. Jimmy Baker at the table getting ready to check in. Webb trying to slow things down for Canyons. Gets it to Orbach, who gives it right back to Webb. Webb tied up. Arrow in favor of the Mounties. Mount Sac will take it over. Baker will come in. Baker will take over for Emmanuel Taylor. Baker 3 points in 18 minutes last night. Coming in to run the point here. McCullough will catch. Guarded by Wilson. Around the perimeter now to McCullough on the far side. Trying to back down Wilson here. Goes up over the top of him, no good. Chapman the rebound. Webb trying to slide one into Cornelius. It's knocked away by McCullough. It's a Mount Sac team that averages 7 steals a game. Canyons, the turnovers have been a little bit of a problem, 15 a game this year. Both them and Mount Sac at 15 on the season. That one out off of Mount Sac will stay with Canyons. Wilson for 3 on the wing. It's good. Wyatt Wilson, he can get going from 3 at times. 9 of 37 on the season, shooting just 24%, but knocks that one down for his 10th 3 of the year. And he's back to work. McCullough from Mount Sac. Inside to Gatto. Lost the ball, stepped on the sideline. It's Canyons basketball here. Jeremy Williams checking in. Take over for John McCullough here. Williams 5 points, 2 boards, 2 assists in 16 minutes last night in the win over LA Trade Tech. Webb out high between the circles, guarded by Baker. Stops just outside the 3-point line, was trying to get it into Orbach. Either him or Chapman, and neither was able to get there, and George Albelnor will come up to the bench. Takes over for Roz Orbach here. Mo Pitt's going to come in to take over for Donovan Cornelius as well. (11-9) the score in favor of Mount Sac. Williams to Gatto, now to Simpson, who's quiet so far. Has not had a bucket, not had a field goal attempt. Williams guarded by Wilson. Gatto now guarded by Albelnor. Trying to face up against him. Dumped it inside. Chapman got a hand on it. Wilson will dump to Webb. Back to Wilson. Up to the window and in. Wilson with a hot start. 5 points for him. We are tied at 11. 13:08 to go here in the first half. Simpson. Donovan Chapman staying right with him. Now Baker working off the Gatto screen. Puts up an 18-footer that's no good. Wilson the rebound. Got it to Abdelnour. Swatted out of his hands by Simpson. Simpson couldn't keep control of it, though. It goes out off of him. And it'll be Canyons basketball here. Webb needing to speed it across the timeline does. The front court on the far side. Drops to Wilson. Now Sac switching defense right now. Now they get back into their man-to-man set. Now they'll switch. Kind of a 2-3 zone here, it looks like. Deep three from Webb, no good, as he didn't have enough time on the shot clock to really do much else. There's a defensive stop here. Good dump off underneath the Gatto. He gets a finish. As Mo Pitts couldn't get there. Brown with a nice pass that time. Back to a 2-point lead. Abdelnour inside. Chapman blocked from behind by Gatto. Got it back. Went up with it again. Had it blocked again. Brown outlets ahead. Howard Fisher wanting a foul twice there. Didn't get either one. And then Simpson gets a putback for his first bucket of the day. Back to a 4-point Mount Sac lead here. Webb runs right into Simpson from behind. Simpson right back to the rack, lays it in. 4 straight points and a timeout by Howard Fisher. 17-11 with 11:35 to go here in the first half. We'll take the break. So we come out of the timeout 17-11. Mount Sac in a full court press here. Webb just loses the basketball that time, dribbling it up the floor. And Simpson with 6 straight points, all from within 3 feet of the bucket. And now it's an 8-point lead again for Mount Sac. 5 bodies at the table getting ready to sub. Webb and Wilson mishandled together. Wilson gets bumped by Jimmy Baker, no foul called. Now Baker able to step in and take it away from Mo Pitts. Bounce pass inside, Simpson a lay-in, 8 points in a row for Jaden Simpson. The lead is now 10. Canyons out of sorts here thanks to this press. There's a steal from Brown, but he couldn't keep it in play. And substitutions coming. Gladziel also getting in there as it was Cornelius Perez and Orbach back in. McCullough back out there along with Taylor. 10-0 run here for Mount Sac. Cornelius looking for some help here. Gets it to Pitts. Pitts, a stutter step. Jump stop in the lane. Kicks it to Ziegel. Corner 3 is an air ball right into the hands of Gatto. And with 10:18 to go, Mount Sac back on the attack. They can't get anything inside. Cornelius takes it away. Ahead to Perez. Off the window and good. Perez has 4 points now. (21-13) the score. 9:55 to go here in the first half. Gatto catches. Drops it off. Baker a three from deep. No good. Perez skies and pulls down the rebound. Finds the point guard and Chapman, who will bring it across the timeline. Chapman dumping it off. Pitts leaves it for Ziegel. Ziegel had it nearly stolen by McCullough. Now Orbach, two big steps, throws it into the corner. Perez, who's a good three-point shooter, doesn't knock it down. Perez, 17th in the state in three-point percentage at 45.7, but misses on his first opportunity. Canyon's getting a reset here, though. Pitts, spinning away. Still with it. Puts up another one. Nice shot from Pitts. An 18-footer is good. His first bucket of the day. Canyon's trying to climb back in here. 4-0 run for the Cougars. Williams drives baseline, lost the ball. Picked back up. He working around to Taylor. Taylor able to leave Pitts in his dust, but missed on a layup chance. Canyons comes away with it. Pitts to Perez. Perez stepping back into the corner, now wanting to drive, works his way up top, sends it over to Cornelius. Cornelius dumping it inside to Orbach, reverse lay-in good for Orbach. 6-0 run for Canyons, and they're all of a sudden back within a striking distance at 21-17. Here's Williams. Gatto. Far side, Taylor will put up a three. Air ball. Cornelius back the other way. Ran into body contact from Baker. We continue on. Cornelius trying to get it to Pitts. Taylor steps in the lane. Taylor will get it back. He'll go up to the rack and missed on an air ball, but Pitts couldn't handle it. It's out off of him. And it'll be Mount Sac basketball. Substitutions here. Wheeler and Simpson back into the game. Gatto and Baker off the floor. Wyatt Wilson back in to take over from Mo Pitts. Simpson guarded by Wilson this time. Get it over to Williams, back up to Simpson. Simpson trying to take Wilson off the dribble. Wilson trying to stay right with him. Good pass from Simpson and an easy flush for Ryan Wheeler. Canyons not much they can do down low against the big man, especially when they come over to double Simpson. Hand check foul going to be called on Jeremy Williams. First foul on Williams. Ziegel checking out. Chapman back into the game. Starting five on the floor for Canyons. Telegraphed pass. Simpson takes it away. Finishes with two hands. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. But it's a 25-17 Mount Sac lead. Chapman in the corner. Good pass from Orbach to get it back to him. Right back to Orbach. Puts it up from about 12 feet. It's good. Nice shot from Orbach to answer. 25-19 the score. 6-point advantage. Brown able to muscle Orbach down. Hangs on the rim, and now he gets a technical foul. That's the third time today he's hung on the rim, and the officials finally give it a call. Justin Perez will go do it. He gave him the first two. He was a little excessive on the first two, but not quite enough. That one he hung an extra split second, and that was enough for the officials to finally say we're done. Perez makes the technical foul shot. 79% foul shooter on the season. It'll be Canyons basketball, a 7-point game. 6:54 to go here in the first half. Everybody back to work. Wheeler, a steal. Trying to alley-oop for Simpson was Taylor, but he hit the backboard. Simpson never even got up to get there. It'll be Canyons basketball. Cornelius to Orbach to Chapman. Chapman driving, 2 big steps. He's fouled by Wheeler, and he'll go to the line. Wheeler trying to have a presence inside. He's got 34 blocks this season. That's 5th most in California. You can see him there, nearly had one, but contacted Chapman a little bit too hard. Chapman this season, 73% from the line, was up over 80% before yesterday, but had a tough day from the line. Makes the first. 43 of 58 now on the year. Wheeler out with 2 fouls. Gatto checking back in. 27-21 the score, 6:31 to go. Chapman gets the second one to roll in. 27-22 the score. Mount Sac leading Cougar Holiday Classic Championship game between the Mounties and College of the Canyons. Taylor working off the Gatto screen, finds McCullough for 3. It's good. McCullough, 35% three-point shooter on the season. That's his 18th 3 of the year. And then Taylor going to be called for a reach-in foul, picks up his 2nd foul of the ball game. It's the Canyons team this year. They've been great at drawing fouls. They get to the line an awful lot this year. You look, personal fouls, 22.3. That's the most in the state drawn this year. They shoot 18, or they make 18 of 25.8 foul shots on the season. That's 8th and 7th. As a put back that time for Canyons. We're back within 6, fired up the bench. On the other side, no good from Brown. Chapman pulls it down, throws it ahead. Perez will slow it up for the moment. Perez spinning away from pressure, kind of throws it into space. Orbach was there. He'll drop it for Webb. Canyons will take their time and set up an offensive set. Chapman back to Webb. Webb, Wilson on the far side. Wilson back to Webb. Webb fakes a 3, kicks back. Wilson straight away, 3, no good. Missed it off the right-hand side. Back the other way. McCullough here. Slows up. Mount Sac very methodical in their offense for the most part. We saw that yesterday. Staying in that methodical offense right now. Leading by 6. A foul, offensive foul called on Jimmy Baker away from the basketball. Underneath the basket. 6th foul on Mount Sac. And George Aldenor will come back in. Straz Orbach gets a break at the bench here. Webb now back to work. Finds Abdelor, who ran into Chapman, but finds Perez for 3, no good. Perez had a tough night last night. Just 7 points. Canyons gets another takeaway on a turnover from Mount Sac. And Wheeler back in to take over for Gatto here. For Perez, snapped 11 straight games with 10 or more points last night. 0 for 2 from 3 here today. Chapman now to Perez. Shooters keep shooting, and that time he knocks it down. A 3 for Perez, and Canyons back within 3. Brown finds Wheeler for an easy lay-in. Wheeler not taking a chance to hang on the rim that time. Back to a 5-point game. Chapman has it stolen out of his hands, but steals it right back, takes it away from McCullough. Now to Webb. Webb wanting to drive, kicks back Wilson. He'll put up a three, and it's good. Wyatt Wilson with his second three. And it's a 2-point game, 32-30, with 3:52 to go here in the first half. Canyons hanging with the Mounties, who are ranked in the top 25 right now at 12-1. Mount Sac, as of December 2nd, ranked 10th in the state. Canyons pushing them at the moment. Wheeler inside, no answer for him. Canyons gonna have to figure out a way to do something against Wheeler down low today. He's gonna have a field day with the Cougars. He's in double figures. 4-point lead. Abdelnour trying to leave it for Chapman, turns it over. Brown the other way, finishes with one hand. It's a 6-point lead once again. So right when Canyons gets it back within one possession, Mount Sac back-to-back buckets. One off of a Canyons turnover. Webb trying to work against the bigger Brown. Finds Chapman in the corner. Chapman spinning at the block. Follow-away jumper over the top of Wheeler, no good. Brown, the rebound, the outlet. McCullough ahead, dumps off. Simpson's in double figures. An easy bucket. A 6-0 run and a timeout on the floor. 38-30. Howard Fisher walking out to talk to the official. Unhappy with something. We'll take the break here. Back to work inside the Cougar cage. 38-30, Cougar Holiday Classic final. Mount Sac leading. 2:24 to go here in the first half. Mounties on a 6-0 run after Canyons was on a run to get it back within one possession. Chapman and Orbach playing catch. Orbach will put up a 16-footer that's good over the top of Wheeler. Canyons back within 6. Hasn't been a high effort game on the offensive side for either side. Both defenses have played decent. There's 2 misses from Mount Sac, and Canyon's gonna try and run the fast break the other way, but Webb gonna spin back out of trouble. Finds Orbach straight away. Over to Chapman, back to Orbach. Gets Wheeler away from the basket. Orbach gets to the rack and lays it in. 4 straight points for Orbach as Baker couldn't contest that time. It's a 4-point ball game, 1:25 to go here in the first half. McCullough trying to work against Perez, into the corner to Simpson. Simpson trying to go baseline, ran into the bottom of the rim. Orbach takes it away. It's a good defense that time from Chapman to make sure Simpson couldn't get to the basket easily. And Canyons, with 55 seconds to go, trailing by 4, will set into a half-court offense. Webb getting to the basket. No, Orbach, the putback didn't fall. Simpson, an outlet ahead to McCullough, who's wide open, and he'll finish with 2 hands. 6-point lead once again. 40-34. About a 4-second difference, 5-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Chapman, corner 3 on the way, no. Wheeler the rebound. Mount Sac can try and stretch it to an 8-point lead before the halftime break here. They'll play for the last shot. McCullough with the basketball moving to his left. He'll dump it off. Baker stepping on the sideline, so Canyons may get one final look with 3.5. Webb needs to get going quickly. He'll put up about a half-court heave, misses short. That'll end the first half, 40-34 in favor of Mount Sac. A good first half. We'll go to the second for the Cougar Holiday Classic when we come back. Welcome back to Lee Smelser Court inside the Cougar cage. Mount San Antonio with a 40-34 lead over College of the Canyons. Cougar Holiday Classic Championship game, 34th edition. Mount Sac and Canyons played last year. Mount Sac beat the Cougars in the championship game, trying to make it 2 in a row. This will be Canyons basketball out of the break. Trailing by 6 at the moment. Perez with the basketball. Perez with 8 points in the first half. Tries to alley-oop to Wilson. It's out off of Mount Sac. It'll be Canyons basketball. Wilson with 12 first half points. At 14 against LA City College, so nice to see him getting back into the swing of things. He did miss some time. 3 games in the month of November. Here's Perez looking for 10 points. He's got it. Just before the shot clock expires, Perez, who averages 14.9 per game. McCullough on the other side for 3, no. Chapman the rebound, outlets to Cornelius, and Canyons back to work. Cornelius has been quiet today after that big game yesterday. No points, has not taken a field goal attempt yet today. Chapman now catches, trying to get it inside to Wilson, who stepped too far inside. A 4-point game just underway here in the second half. Wilson only averages 8 points a game, but with 12 today leading the way for Canyons. Wheeler with 13, Simpson with 12 for Mount Sac to lead the way. For the Mounties, Mount Sac 18 of 34 in the ball game. 1 of 5 from 3. Canyons 15 of 35 and 3 of 11 from 3. Both teams with 3 free throws made. Only 7 foul shots so far in the game. It's been a low foul game here. Just 9 total fouls in that first half. Here's Taylor driving over the top of Perez, who was trying to draw the blocking foul, but Taylor able to control his body enough to make sure he didn't run into Perez. It's back to a 6-point lead. Taylor with 6 points so far in the ball game. Cornelius trying to work to his left. Now gets it back to Wilson on the near wing. Wilson a pump fake, now gets it to Cornelius, who's going to post up here against Taylor. Canyons an extra pass to Wilson. Straightaway 3 is good. It's a 3-point game. Good pass from Orbach. They work it ahead. Wheeler can't catch. It's a turnover on Mount Sac. It's Canyons basketball. And then a timeout by Michael Finnison wants to talk things over. 9 turnovers in the ball game on Mount Sac, 12 on Canyons. Timeout, our first of the second half. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here and look at some of the numbers the rest of the way. Mount Sac being out-rebounded right now by Canyons, 19-16. Mount Sac, though, 18 points off turnovers to just 11 for Canyons. Mounties with 10 steals, just 2 for COC, and they've had 36 of their 42 points in the paint. Canyons just 18 of their 39 points in the paint, everything coming off the perimeter for Canyons. Wilson 15 points, 3 boards. Perez 10 points, 2 rebounds. Wheeler 13 points, 3 rebounds. Simpson 12 points, 4 boards. 42-39 the lead for Mount Sac. Canyons with the basketball in their white jerseys, moving to our right here in the second half. Cornelius guarded by Taylor, working off the screen. Wheeler staying with him. Now Taylor back on him. Orbach will put up a 3. No good, a little flat. Rebound pulled down by Brown. Outlets ahead to McCullough. And McCullough isolating here against Chapman. Trying to draw contact. Didn't get the call, but got the bucket. And McCullough now with 7 points. Orbach from the foul line. Dumps it off underneath. Chapman, he missed on a layup like that yesterday. Airballs that one. And a fast break bucket the other way. An easy bucket for McCullough. 4 straight points for John McCullough. And it's a 4-0 Mount Sac run after Canyons got it back within 3. Cornelius trying to find some space, falls down to the floor. Able to get a pass to Orbach, now to Perez. Perez trying to drive, off the window and good for Perez. He's got 12 here, 5 of 7 from the floor, just 1 of 3 from 3. Cuts it back to a 5-point game. Here's Simpson. Now McCullough underneath. Give him double figures now. He's got 11. 5th straight game for McCullough in double digits. Simpson, his 13th straight. His 13th straight. And one for Orbach here. Working off the screen and roll that time with Chapman. And Orbach will go to the line. Raz Orbach is 72% foul shooter this year. Makes the foul shot a 3-point play. It's a 4-point game. 48-44. Canyon staying close here against the 10th ranked team in the state of California as of the December 2nd polls. Here's McCullough, foul line jumper short. Wheeler the rebound and the slam. Too much to handle that time for Wheeler, who's got 15 now. Wilson blocked by Wheeler, got it back. Dumps it off, Orbach, extra pass. Perez, counted in the foul for Perez as Wheeler gets called for it here. Our replay didn't pick back up, so we'll get back to it here. Happens at times with our system. Not a foolproof system, but we try our best. Perez misses on the foul shot. So doesn't complete the 3-point play. It stays at a 4-point game. Taylor with the basketball here for Mount Sac. Works off the Simpson screen. Not much of it, though, as he'll try and slip it inside. Cornelius got a hand on it. Taylor right back. And an offensive foul on Emmanuel Taylor. All of a sudden, our replay system is struggling here. Try and get it solved when we can. Canyons turns it over off the inbound play. Foul goes against Cornelius, his second. Sac back to work offensively here, and an offensive foul away from the basketball called on Wheeler. He picks up 2 fouls here in a matter of 2 minutes, and he's going to probably go to the bench with 4 fouls here. Gatto will check back in as the freshman out of Arlington, 6'6" forward, goes to the bench. Still a 4-point game. Miguel's pass deflected away. Taylor gets to the basket, count it, and the foul. Foul goes against Cornelius. He picks up 2 quick ones. He's got 3 now. So Pitts checking into the game. Taylor makes the foul shot. Taylor now with 9 points in the ball game. Pitts slips some pressure. Perez off the window and in. Perez now with 16, trying to keep Canyons close here. 53-48 the score. Simpson has been quiet here in the second half with 6 of 9 in the first half for 12 points. Hasn't taken a field goal attempt yet. Cornelius picks up a tripping foul. That's his 4th. See it right here with Taylor. So now Webb gonna have to come in. Cornelius gonna go to the bench. So Cornelius, a tough day for him after a double-digit day yesterday. No points, hasn't even attempted a field goal. Here's Gatto off the window and in. Canyons not set up defensively very well that time. Lead back to 7. Webb running the point now here. Trying to ask for some help from Ziegel. Ziegel finds a cutting Perez who has to dribble it back out onto the perimeter. Now Webb, 9 to shoot. Canyons needs to get busy. Works off the Orbach screen into a 3 that's no good. Ziegel trying to tip the rebound to himself. Ball still loose. Finally pulled down by Kenneth Brown. Brown running the fast break ahead. Finds Gatto. He's fouled and will go to the line. Webb going to be called for the foul. It's a good contest by Stacey Webb that time to make sure Gatto doesn't get an easy bucket. Sends the big man to the line. Gatto just a 53% foul shooter on the year, 8 of 15. Donovan Chapman back up at the table here. Chapman takes up for Orbach here. Gatto makes the first. Joel Gatto with 5 points in the ball game here. Lead stretched up to 8 now. Canyons got it back within 1 possession. And now it's a 3-possession game and a 9-point lead. Manuel Taylor off the floor. Jimmy Baker back in. Canyons needs to find a way to get going here. Once again, as they've stalled a little bit in this second half, trailing by 9. 13:40 to go. Ziegel, little baby hook in the lane. No, but he tipped it back in himself. Gilad Ziegel with his first bucket of the day. Lead down to 7 for the moment. Simpson trying to take Pitts off the dribble. Ziegel doubling to help. Pass over to Baker. Baker driving over the top of Webb is good. A 15-footer from Baker. His second field goal of the day. And is trying to force it inside. Gatto going to be called for a foul. Take a look here. Jizi Ziegel and Gatto in the middle of the floor trying to fight for it. Ziegel maybe just a aggressive reach. Canyons will go back to work. Ziegel trying to drive. Off the window and good. Gilad Ziegel. Back-to-back buckets for him. 59-52 now. There's Baker trying to drive against Webb. Stops up, dumps it underneath. Gatto, no, but he's fouled. Webb going to be called for it. Canyons can't afford to have Webb go to the bench either. That's just his second foul, though. So Gatto back to the line. Webb doesn't score a lot for Canyons, but he handles the ball. Gatto 3 for 3 from the line. Second is short. Rebound Brown. In an 8-point game, can get it to double digits. Simpson, stutter step, driving, kicks it back. Brown. And a foul. No, a travel called against Brown. So the Canyons basketball off the turnover. Stays at an 8-point game here. Webb trying to slip Baker for the moment. Gets it across the timeline. Right in the center circle, now between the rings. Moves to the far side to Pitts. Pitts back to Webb, nearly stolen by Baker. Webb in a spot, looked like he could have shot it. Instead got it to Ziegel, who misses short on a jumper from 16 feet. Brown back the other way. Three-pointer for Brown, an air ball, but Gatto was stepping on the sideline as he caught it. And it'll go back to Canyons here. Brown was good from three yesterday. Brown 11 points, 5 rebounds. Now back into double figures for the 6th time in 7 games. Pitts to try for 3, short. Chapman the rebound. Gets it into the corner. Perez for 3, too strong. Brown the rebound, and Canyons needs to get back defensively. Perez going to be called for a foul. So after 9 fouls in the first half, we've already had 11 here in the second. Still 11:40 to go. Foul went against Gilad Ziegel, actually, his first. Wyatt Wilson back in to take over for Donovan Chapman here. Perez got a, or excuse me, Pitts got a hand on that one off the inbound. There's McCullough working against Perez. Dumps it underneath to Gatto. No on the first, puts back the second. Gatto, another big body, 6'6". Wilson. Gets it to Ziegel, working against McCullough. Little right-handed floater is good. Ziegel now with 6. Back to an 8-point game. Just about 11 minutes to go here in the ball game. Every time Canyons gets a bucket, Mount Sac stretches it back for the moment. McCullough, no. Ziegel, inside position. Webb ahead to Perez. Canyons was trying to get out in transition, was just too slow. They nearly turned it over here. Now Webb gonna try and attack. Sends it Wilson, wing 3 on the way, no. Rebound goes off of McCullough, out of play. It'll be a reset for Canyons, and we'll see Jeremy Williams into the game to take over for John McCullough here. Michael Fennison gonna call a timeout. 62-54, timeout on the floor will go as well. Fantasy football implications right now. 62-54, Mount Sac leading College of the Canyons. Canyons with the basketball, back to work off the reset. Perez from the corner, thought about a 3, now trying to get away from Brown, got it to Wilson. Wilson trying to drive, stops his dribble, tried to force one inside to Ziegel, but it's taken away. Gatto then had it stripped by Webb. Canyons can run 4-on-2 here if they want to. They'll kick it over to Pitts for 3, got it! Simpson back the other way, no. Ziegel with the rebound. Needs to move the basketball. Does ahead to Perez. 3-on-2 again now for Canyons. Perez driving right to the basket. Lays it in. Canyons on a 5-0 run. They're back within 3. 62-59. 9:50 to go here. Plenty of time left in the ball game for both sides. Simpson back to work. They work it around to Williams. Bounce pass inside. Simpson against Pitts. Puts it up with the left hand. A little scoop shot is good. Breaks a 5-0 run. Stretches the lead back to 5. Webb to Pitts now. Guarded by Simpson. Inside to Ziegel. Ziegel faces up over the top of Gatto. No good. Back the other way. Mount Sac going to run in transition. No foul underneath, but Gatto picks up the basketball and puts it in. A 4-0 run here for Mount Sac. Perez back to work with the basketball here for Canyons. We'll send it to Webb, over to Wilson on the near wing. Pitts just doesn't handle it, but gets it back off the hands of a Mountie, so it's a full reset here for Canyons. Ziegel slashing to the basket, doesn't get it to fall. Beat Gatto to the rim on a nice slash from the side, just didn't get it to fall in. There's Brown, step back 3. Brown, nice shot. Just like that, a 5-0 Mountie run, and it's a 10-point lead for Mount Sac. Every time Canyons hits, Mount Sac hits them right back. Canyons just has not been able to get close. Webb trying to work against Williams here. Backs it off. Canyons trying to find their offensive set. Webb works away from the screen, drives against Gatto, dumps it off. Pitts, 3 from the wing, no good. Found its way to Wilson, couldn't get it to fall. Then Perez couldn't hold on to it as he was bumped. And we'll get substitutions here. Manuel Taylor and Roz Orbach back in. Simpson off the floor for Mount Sac. Ziegel off the floor for Canyons. Here's Baker driving against Perez. Good shot from Baker. It's a 12-point lead. Largest of the day for Mount Sac, I believe. We'll double check it here. Canyons back to work offensively. Largest lead of the day for Mount Sac at 12 right now. Orbach trying to bump Gatto down. Draws contact, and Gatto going to be called for a foul. Physical play on the inside that time. Michael Fennison not happy with the officiating staff off the far side. Orbach to the line, makes the first. Orbach 12 points today, 3 of 3 from the line. Had 11 points yesterday, so back-to-back games with 10 or more points. Makes the second. Back to a 10-point game. Brown now. Manuel Taylor, guarded by Webb. Got it to Gatto, jumps it for Taylor. Taylor trying to get to the basket. Good body control, but couldn't finish. Rebound falls into the lap of Orbach. Throws it ahead to Pitts, back to Webb. Webb, a bounce pass to Orbach. Orbach in the lane, a good little shot there with the left hand is good. Canyons trying to get back on defense, trailing by 8. Needing another stop here, 6:55 to go. Mount Sac in control, as they have been for the majority of the game. Canyons got it within one possession multiple times, just hasn't been able to find a way. Taylor trying to work that time, had it blocked by Chapman, got it back and put it in. And a timeout by Michael Fennison in a 10-point game, 6:36 to go. 73-63, we'll take the break. 73-63, 6:36 to go. Now Sac leading College of the Canyons here, Cougar Holiday Classic Final. Third year in a row these teams have played in the final. Or third year in a row these teams have played in the Cougar Holiday Classic. Second year in a row they have played in the final. Canyons beat Mount Sac 2 years ago in the opening round. Lost to them last year. Trying to exact some revenge this year. And in the process, knock off the number 10 team in the state. Ziegel fouled by Gatto, and Ziegel will get to the line. Ziegel from the line this year, 42%. First one is good. Simpson, McCullough, and Wheeler all back in for Mount Sac as they send Gatto, Williams, and Brown to the bench. Ziegel misses on the second. Wheeler pulls down the rebound. Now Sac back to work. Here's Taylor. Stops his dribble, needs to move the ball. Dumps it to Simpson. Simpson now to Baker. Over to McCullough on the far wing. Gets it inside to Simpson. He's fouled by Chapman. Count it, and he'll go to the line. Good movement around the perimeter here. Simpson just attacking. 8 of 12 from the floor today. This is his first trip to the line. 16 points, 5 boards. Give him 17, make the lead 12. Webb turns it over. Actually, did not turn it over. It was knocked out by Mount Sac. Pitts. Pitts dumps for Ziegel. His pass deflected and taken away by Jimmy Baker. Good active hands by Baker. Lays it high off the glass and in. The lead is 78-64. A 14-point lead, largest for Mount Sac. They've led the whole way. Chapman didn't get it to fall, didn't get help by the officials. Orbach, Ziegel counted in the foul, and then Wheeler called for his 5th foul. He'll head to the bench. He was unhappy with it. As you can see, Orbach, some good work to dribble out with the basketball. Finds Ziegel, and I think it was the body contact from Wheeler that draws it, so Ziegel will go to the line. Nice day for Gilad Ziegel. 9 points, a chance to get to double figures for just the second time this season. Gets to 10, his season high is 11, which he had against Santa Barbara City. Lead back down to 11, 5:20 to go. Canyons needs to get busy here. Jaden Simpson now. Simpson, who is, like I said, only shot 1 foul shot today. He's 90 of 116 on the season, which is second in the state. Canyons has done a good job to make sure he doesn't get to the line. Unfortunately, they haven't done a good job to defend him as he's got 17 points. There's a miss from McCullough. Ziegel then has it stolen, trying to sprint through the middle by Taylor. Taylor then has it stripped by Webb, and it's Canyons basketball here. Mount Sac wanting a foul, didn't get it. Just take a look here. Taylor with the initial strip. And then Webb with the strip the other way. Orbach trying to work against Gatto. Jump stop in the lane, little jumper is good. It's a 9-point game. 4:30 to go. Canyons needs to get busy on the defensive side. Trailing by 9, keeping it tight here against Mount Sac. Counties at 78 points right now. Their season high is 95. Might be a stretch for them to get there. But usually playing low-scoring games this year. McCullough throws it into the corner. Simpson, extra pass. Baker for three is good. 81 points now for Mount Sac as Baker knocks down the three. Give Baker 11. Matching his season high against LA Harbor. It's a 12-point lead. Canyons turns it over again. Simpson finishing with two hands. They get a 14-point lead. Mount Sac starting to try and run away. Simpson now with 19. Kickball on Mount Sac, 3:30 to go. So we said 95, the season high for Mount Sac. They might get there at 83 right now with 3:30 to go. Canyons needs to find a way defensively. Perez and Wilson back on the floor. Pitts and Ziegel off. Webb dumps to Orbach. Off the window and good. Orbach with another nice game. 19 points for him. One off his season high of 20. Trying to keep it somewhat within striking distance. Starting to fall behind here, and the time not in your favor. 83-71. McCullough wanted to get it inside to Brown, but Wilson was tight with him. Now Baker over to McCullough far side, trying to take Orbach on the dribble. Orbach knocks it out of his hands. It goes out off of Canyon. 7 to shoot here. Inbound, finding Simpson. Simpson dumping Taylor. Chapman with a block. And it'll leave one for Mount Sac here. Good effort that time from Chapman. Catch and shoot, no good. Shot clock violation, Canyons basketball. 2:52 to go here. That was a good defensive set that time for Canyons. Need to get a bucket here on the offensive side, trailing by 12. Kind of got to go quick here with 2:45 to go. They'll slow it down though. Chapman thought about a three, now spins, dumps it inside Perez, knocked out of his hands by the long reach of Kenneth Brown. Perez with 18 points, 2 boards. Orbach 19 points, 6 rebounds to lead the way for Canyons. Simpson 19 points, 5 boards, 5 assists to lead the way for Mount Sac. They have Wheeler with 15 points on the bench with 5 fouls today. And Baker with 11, McCullough with 11, Gatto with 11. For Canyons, Wilson with 15, Ziegel with 10. 83-71, 2:38 to go. Cougar Holiday Classic, the 34th edition. Championship on the line. Final tune-up in 2025 for Canyon, or 2024 for Canyons. They start 2025 on January 4th against LA Pierce College. And then we'll be here to start their Western State Conference schedule against Antelope Valley on January 8th, followed by a game against Glendale on the 11th. Those will be double headers. The men will go second, the women will go first. It should be a fun one for both of those. Mount Sac, they'll have one more game before starting their conference season, I believe. They'll play El Camino on January 3rd. I actually have to look at that. I don't actually know who's in Mount Sac's conference. That's not good of me. Take a quick look here. Yeah, Mount Sac will start conference play They don't even start conference play for a while. They're still in non-conference play. Their first conference game against Rio Hondo on January 22nd as it's just a 6-team league. Steal by Brown. Puts it off the window and in. That might just about do it here with 2:25 to go. This Canyons another turnover, 85-71. Not Donovan Cornelius coming back in. Donovan Chapman off the floor. Stacy Webb off the floor as Gilad Ziegel coming back in. Chapman with Cornelius, excuse me, with 4 fouls going to the bench. 14-point lead, 2:24 to go. Taylor counted in the foul. Off the inbound here, Taylor fakes the handoff smoothly around Wilson, and then Ziegel called for the foul. Taylor with 11 points in the ball game. 87-71 as Mount Sac starting to run away. It's a good game for most of it. Mounties has stretched it out to a 17-point lead now. A couple heavy contacts there by McCullough on Ziegel, and it took a while for the officials to finally blow a whistle. That'll send Ziegel to the line for 1 and 1. As both teams are in the bonus here. Next, we'll put Canyons at the line for 2. Looked like we were going to get there early. Getting slowed up. Ziegel makes the first. 11 points for Elad Ziegel. Matches his season high. He'll get another chance as a lane violation. Makes it that time. So Ziegel is season high, 12 points. Matt Sack will pick the basketball up. 2 minutes remaining here. Simpson. Baker. Over to McCullough. McCullough back to Simpson now. Trying to work against Cornelius, who's got 4 fouls. Drives baseline against him. Spins back to the middle, now spins underneath. Cornelius will foul out. No points for Donovan Cornelius today. 2 boards, 3 assists. And Simpson will go to the line. Webb will check in. Simpson to the line. 1 of 1 today. This is just his 2nd trip to the line. Makes the first. 20 points on the day for Simpson. Second doesn't fall. Taylor knocks it out of the hands of Perez. .140 to go. 89-73 Mount Sac. Closer and closer to their 2nd straight Cougar Holiday Classic win. Won last year, beat Canyons in the final. Trying to make it 13-1. And 7 straight wins to close out 2024. Their only loss this season, 85-67 to Riverside. 80 seconds to go. Pitts a 3, no. Baker lets the rebound go to Simpson. Simpson taking his time on the offensive side. Mount Sac will run the shot clock here. So they'll take it down inside a minute. Simpson with 4, wants to drive, spins against Orbach, gets himself to the basket, didn't get it to fall. Webb back the other way for Canyons. Shot clock needs to reset, did not. Quickly, it's gonna play on here. Perez a miss. Wilson fouled by McCullough, and Wilson will go to the line for 2. 35.6 to go. Mount Sac going to pick up the win, their 13th of the year. An impressive game in the second half for the Mounties as they ran away from Canyons. Canyons tried to keep it close, give the Cougars credit. They kept it tight for most of the game, but Mount Sac just too much to handle today. Wilson makes 1 of 2. Wilson a 17-point game today. Has eclipsed his season high of 16. Or scratch that, he's matched his season high of 16, sorry. Mount Sac will take a shot clock violation most likely here. Or they'll take a really late shot. McCullough gonna take it, misses, gets his own putback and in. And then McCullough called for a technical foul. Justin Perez will take it. Mount Sac with 91 points today, just off their season high of 95. Perez will take 2 shots on the technical. First is good. 19 points for Perez. Second is no good. It'll be Canyons basketball on the far side of the floor. 5.7 to go. Webb into the front court. That'll do it for the ball game. 91-75, Mount Sac beats Canyons, and they win the Cougar Holiday Classic for the 2nd season in a row. And they get to 13 wins on the year. For Canyons, they lose for the 10th time this season, 3-10 now on the year, but a good run. Nonetheless, we'll see you in 2025, folks. We'll be back on January 4th. Women's basketball against Porterville. And the conference season starts the next week. We hope you join us for all of those here on the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you very much. Have a great New Year. We hope you had a great holiday. We talked about that yesterday, but we hope you have an even better New Year and see you in 2025.